Let's see, now should I review this as an engineer or a movie reviewer? Let's go with both. Escape Room stars Taylor Russell, Deborah Ann Wool, and is directed by Adam Robitel. What's up, guys? We are officially in January. This is the first Drumdums review of 2019. Pretty exciting, huh? Now, this movie, Escape Room, is a movie that I saw the trailer for this a couple weeks ago, actually, and I thought this actually looks pretty interesting. A little bit of that Saw vibe going, and you know, I like movies, horror movies that involve like gameplay, you know, because it just ratchets up the fun. So I really went into this just wanting to have fun, and I got a little bit of that. But let me forewarn you guys, this movie's stupid. It's not all bad. So first off, quick plot synopsis. Right at the beginning of this movie, there is this group of people, young people, and they come from different walks of life. You know, you got a soldier who was actually hurt in battle. You got this guy who's like a young entrepreneur, very cocky. You got this guy's kind of a slouch. This introvert that's in college. All these different people from different walks of life. But the one thing they do have in common is they're all soul survivors. They were each in some kind of accident where people were killed, but they lived. So what this game is it puts these people, or this particular game anyway, it puts these soul survivors together to find out who is the ultimate soul survivor. Simple enough, right? And so what I do like about this is it gets right down to the nitty gritty. Like right away, they're in this room and you know, they all feel comfortable. They're thinking, oh, this couldn't be the first game, right? And then all of a sudden things just start kicking into gear once one of the characters actually pulls the doorknob and notices that it's like an oven dial. And so then automatically the room turns into an oven. And so they all have to put their minds together to figure out how to get through this.
That looks real.
It's kind of warming up in here.
Excuse me, we'd like our hit now, please.
Well, that's creepy as hell.
Is it getting hotter?
And so I guess what's cool about this first one is that transition between, you know, the safety net and then the oh shit factor. And since we're talking about the games, I will say the games are hit and miss. The one that I really like the most, actually, they're in this room and each of the game players, there is something to do with their life, you know, a room that, you know, that represents something about their life. And so they quickly realize that this game is tailored around them, you know, around their memories, around their situations. And I really like that section because then we get to get underneath the skin of these characters, you know, flesh them out a bit. And the one that really stuck out the most for me was Zoe, played by Taylor Russell. And pretty much most of this movie, I think she's the one that has the biggest character arc, because she starts off as this really introverted type of character. And then gradually she starts gaining her courage and realizes that, you know, she is a major player in this and her skills can actually get them out of this situation. And so she is the one character I think that the movie hinges on the most. And she really represents that fight or flight thing, because I can use myself as an example for this. When I first started doing YouTube, I was completely scared shitless. And I didn't think there's no way I could do what I'm doing right now, sit in front of this camera and talk to an audience. And it was like a fight or flight thing. It was like either you're gonna do this and fully commit, or you need to just stop doing this altogether, because you really can't go half-assed with this. And that's basically what she was up against. She couldn't go half-assed. And she is the character that I really enjoyed the most. I liked her personality, I liked her spunk, but also I liked her vulnerability. That makes for great characters. Deborah Ann Wool is in this too, actually. You might remember her from True Blood and Daredevil. And so she's this soldier that was burned in battle, and really, I guess the first one's kind of tailored around her because they're pretty much in an oven. And so I'm sure from like a psychological standpoint, that probably hit her in more ways than one. But really, all of these characters, at least they all have their own personality. I mean, if you're writing a story, you definitely want to have memorable characters. And if I could give this movie anything, I will give it that. The characters did stick out. I liked some more than others. But aside from that, now let's get into the cons. I guess first off, you know, I'll ease into the cons. This is a PG-13 level Saw. It really is what this is. And not only PG-13, but it feels like almost like B level. You know, From a production standpoint, the first Saw, it just felt so much bigger thematically. And this one, it just felt smaller. And you'll notice that too in some of the scenes, some of the flashbacks. You got this one character, he's on a boat, and you can tell that they're definitely on some kind of soundstage or something. So that kind of pulls you out of the movie a little bit. But really, the big thing for me is the logistics of this movie. Without giving any spoilers away, there are situations in this movie where all these rooms in this game, they come down in like hours. And I automatically called bullshit on that because my job when I was in the military is I'm an engineer. And I know from a contractor standpoint that it would literally take probably at least, weeks to take a lot of this stuff down, and especially to put it up. So I know a lot of that shit's not going down just like that. So I think the cops would definitely call shenanigans on that one. Also, I will say a lot of these games, I felt it was just way too convenient. It seems like every game they were solving these puzzles like right at the last second. And if you're gonna do that for one of the games, that's cool. But to do it for like almost every game, I think is kind of ridiculous. It just kind of pulls away the realism from the movie. I mean, really, if you and I were in these situations, we would probably be dead. There's no way we would get out of these, at least as conveniently as these characters did. I did like the gusto that a lot of these characters had, and the will to survive. That's good stuff. But you got to give me some realism there. And a lot of the times I'm like, I'm not buying that shit at all. And I touched on, this being PG-13, and this doesn't really have any carnage candy. There are some really intense moments in it, though, that do make up for that. I don't always have to have blood and guts in my horror movies. But this one, I don't think the payoff was all there. And really, by the end of the movie, I had pretty much checked out. Also, like the puppet master behind this whole thing, I would have loved to have known a little bit more about that. You know me, I love ambiguous elements in movies, but you got to give me something. You got to give me something to send a chill down my spine, and I didn't get that at all with, I guess you could say, the puppet master. So guys, there's some fun to be had, but I kind of pondered on a rating for this, either a 2 hours lost or a low humdrum. I'll give it a low humdrum because I did have some fun. I was rooting for some of the characters, and really Zoe kind of saves this thing. I dug her as a character, actually. So those are my thoughts on Escape Room. Post down in the comments, let me know your thoughts on this movie. Also post some of your favorites, I guess, puzzle type movies or, gameplay type horror movies. Looking forward to hearing them. I know obviously a lot of people are going to say Saw. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks. I got my Killer Flicks t-shirt on. If you want one, go to the Drumdums store and you can get a Killer Flicks t-shirt. Also, if you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.